Hello and welcome to tonight's preview show for Wednesday at Doncaster Dogs. And we've got a 12 race program kicking off at 6:09. Now, a lot of these races have been switched from the abandoned Monday card. So six of them are in their entirities, and a few of them have slight changes to them. So we'll go through the card quickly. The A2 saw kind of a two-runner race originally. Magical Katie was well supported and has been well supported again. She's unexposed, a youngster for Sean Parker, uh, April puppy by Good News. And she stepped up from the 450 to 483 last time out and showed a nice bit of pace. I thought the danger was sharp is Wilbur, but now he switched from 5 to 6. He's not that wide either. And Tommy Zelena has been put inside him. Now he's been off 17 days. Tommy Zelena has got a little bit of early pace, but he didn't really drive the bend last night. And that could be why Debbie Calvert's left him off that little bit of a while to get him fit and ready again. So all in all, I thought it was a bit of a tricky race in the end. Burnfoot Rocks is going to be a massive price. Denzo's style, maybe a forecast tri-cast dog here, run on late. But at the prices, again, I didn't really see mountains of value. The race slightly changed now, and I've got no bet in race one. On to race two, and this is one of the change races, and There You Now is coming to track one here, and I think it's got a really decent makeup. I thought she was a little bit unlucky last time out behind a bit of a thing, and I think she can get back onto the winning trail here today. Keedy Warrior is going to be the main danger and could be the likely leader as well. And again, I probably wanted to pay the pair of them, but Keedy Warrior was backed quite quickly and has contracted into quite a short price now. So I think the way to play this is bet There You Are Now in track one and then have a 3-1 forecast to get your money back or slightly win on the race. There's a lot of staying types in the race, and I think they'll just get tat for toe in the early exchanges. So they look to be the two main runners. 3, 1, 7, 2. I thought There You Are Now was the bet on the value basis more than anything else. But I am very wary of the three there. Moving on to race three. Now, this race hasn't changed at all. And we put up Molly's Mill at about 11-2. And lo and behold, it's opened up 2-1, 5-2 today. So there's no real value. But Molly's Mill, I put up a token bet, a smaller stake bet around about the 5-2, because that's basically, I make her slightly shorter than that. But I think there's more to come from her. She's been off 18 days, as has her kennel mate and main danger in track 4. And Molly's Mill was running A2s not that long ago. She's normally a decent breaker. She hasn't really got a lot of early, but she stays all right. And I think she'll get a pitch here. As I say, I think her main danger there will be Move Over Kim, a kennel mate. Again, I don't know why that one's been off 18 days. So it's a bit of a head scratcher. Moving on to race 4, it's a B7 contest. Originally, I gave Nettis Turbo some kind of a chance on the inside on the leadability factor more than anything else. Eden Lane was the other one with a bit of early. But there's a change here, and Trapper Millie has come in. I think Crown Maggie was withdrawn off the card actually before the meeting was abandoned on Monday. And Trapper Millie's a puppy who's quite unexposed, got a nice bit of pace. She led the other day and she got beat by Break a Day Ebony, who's running really well, to be fair. So that was no poor form at all. It was pretty decent liner form in this sort of context of this race. So I think if she breaks again, she led Pyman's Master last time out they met. So there's no reason to suggest that won't happen again. Eden Lane, you wouldn't really want that one breaking on terms, because Eden Lane just tends to move in and definitely chop the bend. So you wouldn't want the puppy getting any kind of rubbing of shoulders going into the turn. I thought Moving Stream might be a good forecast tri-cast dog here. I thought he might be a little bit of a place bet, or she might be a place bet in trap 2, Moving Stream. I noticed one of the firms went double figures, which was a little bit of a big price. But again, Trapper Millie, she's very, very short. She's shorter than I make her, but I think she's the most likely winner because of the unexposed factor and the fact that she has got that dash of early to the turn. Moving on to race 5. I was tempted to put up Break a Day Ebony here. I mentioned that one earlier on, been running well. And on paper, it looks an up in grade from B7 to B6, but I don't think this is a tough B6 by any means. Melcare Dawn was a bitch that I thought had the most likely chance of winning this race. But I know that the pair of them have met in the past, and Break a Day Ebony has been a bit unlucky not to come round. And I just thought she could sit in behind Melcare Dawn here, and she could easily pounce late. She's very, very strong in the closing stages, Break a Day Ebony. But I thought it was between the pair. The only other half a runner would be Paddy Spark, who keeps catching the eye. He's a September 20 dog, and he looks like a real green puppy, but he's not had that much racing, and he looks really, really inexperienced and quite clumsy and not knowing how to pass dogs and tends to run off. I thought 4, 5, and 6 were up against it here. So it looked between the inside pair, and it might be a play on the exchange if they become sort of 3-1 chances, and you could play the pair of them 1 and 2 in race 5. On to race 6, and I did tip up Kid You Not last time. I'm going to stick with him again. Just a small bet. He's slightly shorter again. He was 4-1 last on the Monday card, and he's 3-1 here now. But I do make him shorter than that. I think he's got a good pitch. There's lots of early in 3, 5, and 6, but they can't all lead, and they all need to lead to win. And I thought that Kid You Not showed a bit of an improved patch of form last time out. He'd been off the card a little bit because he had been running quite poorly in all truth, just kind of going through the motions. But there was a little spark of revival last time out, and that's why I put him up at 3-1 in race 6. Moving on to the 7th. This is a change to this race. Originally, I thought Cathal's Icon was a decent bet into, but that one, for some reasons, come out. And Sean Parker's Barnfield Orchid goes in. He's not quite firing, Barnfield Orchid. All in all, I thought it was a tough race. I see there's money for Keedy Rocket again, and he's probably the most likely leader now that Cathal's Icon isn't a runner. So, again, well backed, short in price, and I saw no value in race 7. Moving on to race 8, a tough race this one. Read the Rules, a classic Quattro met last time out. Now the draw's been switched, so slightly favour Read the Rules out the pair of those. I didn't really give too much chance to Val Blonde and Ivy Hill Blazed in 3 and 4. I thought they were slightly outgraded. And Joyce's News and Bar, they both come into the race here on the wide outside with decent enough form, but B2 into B3 now. So you'd have to give him some kind of chance. I'm not really sure how well Bar's running. I actually backed him last time out. And I thought he was a bit disappointing. So I can't forgive that line of form. And even the time before, he wasn't brilliant, but literally a month ago, he'd be a good thing in this race. But again, I'm just not sure on his recent form, so I'm going to pass that race by. On to race 9, another one that we put up a fairly decent price last time was Blast Off Mo. It was a fairly confident selection and around about a 3-1, but well supported. Missed the price myself, couldn't really get on, and now at 7-4. He's probably on his mark. So what I did was I just put him up as a token bet, a small bet, just to try and get the readies. Because if he does drift out, you can always have more on. But if he's 2-1 plus, then yeah, have a decent bet on Blast Off Mo, because I think has got the toe of these the turn. Would prefer her from probably the inside track 1, but did meet on the booze maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and Blast Off Mo was easily 2 lengths plus better than on the boost of the turn. So it shouldn't really matter. Gentlemaid's an interesting runner, but this one's been off 25 days. I'm not sure why she's been off. She's a missed break, but has got pace. And Kilgranny Misty also got some kind of a deal of running in her because she can break. I didn't really fancy 4 or 6 in that race. So a bet there is Blast Off Mo. On to race 10, thought this was a tough enough race. Slightly favoured Watchwoman, but again, 3 the field, and that's a price, really. I'm not really jumping up and down to back her. She'll stay out wide. You need a good break out of her mind. Come Together, it will be running off from trap 2, and it gives the red Ballygor Sue a really good draw, but she's not really firing into the turn. So, again, I didn't think she could take advantage of a decent draw. Thought Mill McGeary, because 2 moving off, had a tricky draw, and that one's favourite, probably underpriced Mill McGeary there. On to race 11, and the best bet on the card is Penny's Drea. She has got a really good makeup here. The next door neighbour is very slow, bit crabby on the bends as well. Show and Go is in 3. That'll be moving out to at least lane 4. And Ballygor June and Blast Off Union, I'm sure they tangled when they left the boxes last time behind Cool Channy Annie. Drumcrow Yank has been backed in the market. I can understand why, because he has got a line of form 2 runs back, which suggests that he could go to the front here, but he's very, very hit and miss at the start. And that was a good break for him when he won. And he's not that dog that will sort of drive the bend, so he needs to be on his own. I don't think he will be on his own, because I think Penny's Dragged will get up on the inside. So a fairly good bet there. 6-4 now, was 2-1 earlier in the day, but at 6-4, still a bet. A confident selection is the red in the 11th. Moving on to the last race, the 12th. I thought this was about a 3 the field race, but at the prices, I'm going to play small, make it $1 million in 2, who's not always the best of starters, but got the best early in this race. And again, you can say the same for Ballygurmere, not a great breaker, but has late EP. Some of these are a bit in and out and inconsistent. So that was a play 2 and 4 at around about 4-1 and 3-1 in the last race. Let's have a look at the list of bets then to get up on the screen. In the second race, the 6.28, I'm going to bet There You Are Now and have a 3-1 saver forecast. Just a real small bet, Molly's Mill at 5-2. I think she's well up to this sort of class, and I hope she bounces back to form. If she does drift, again, you can have slightly bigger stake on her. Kid you not, he should get a good pitch on the inside and stay on nicely through beaten rivals. I thought Blast Off Mo had a great chance of leading in the sprint. Best bet on the card is the 9-12 Penny's Dragged, around about a 6-4 chance. And then we're going to Dutch 2 and 4 in the last. Slightly favour, make it $1 million. So just had a slightly bigger stake on there. Good luck tonight. And as ever, be lucky, and we'll see you at the weekend.